Hey everybody, this is Charles Calhoun, aka the Shade Pro. Now I haven't done a video from my little outside patio in a while, but it's a happy day. Having a nice little cocktail here. But anyway, I wanted to share something with you because I had someone that asked me a question about my top-down philosophy. So what they asked me is like, well, Charles, is this something that you're just saying, or what is it that? Why are you saying top down in a sense? They always talk about ground up and all the sports. Why is it top down? Well, I told him, I explained it to him, and now I'm getting ready to explain to you all that I'm not just making this up top down. I have some real science behind why my philosophy is top down, and why the golf swing is top down, and why in sports, when we all think it's ground up, it's actually top down. And regardless of how you think the muscles move, because they push and pull or whatever, which can trick you. But here's why. If you take the human body, which you can see my skeleton I've got right here, this has been my boy. This is my new one. I had my little G before, but this big G right here. So now, in the human body, we got four major joints, and I call them the CEOs of movement. And every movement that we make in our body is based off of, quote unquote, those CEO joints. First, you have the shoulder sockets, which are the most superior sockets of the human body because they're 360 degrees of movement. And then you have the hip sockets, which is, if you lift your foot up, they basically can do 360 degrees if you do a circle, or you keep on the ground, it turns 180. But the shoulder sockets are superior. But that doesn't really explain why the philosophy is top down. Here's why the philosophy is top down. The most important thing is that the brain, it controls all of our movements. It gives us the signals and tells us exactly what we're gonna do, when we need to do it, and how we need to do it. And that's pretty much just like the computer, the powerhouse. So here it is. As powerful as the brain is, it is still simply slow. It's simple, and it's very slow in regards. And most importantly, when it comes to motions and movements, the brain can only calculate one thing at a time. It's as amazing it is, it's just like step by step by step. It's just one thing at a time. So when we focus in the golf swing or athletic motions and movements, swinging especially, when we focus on the lower body from the ground up, coming from the ground up to the hip sockets, here's what happens. What happens is that it forces the brain to actually have to make two movements or two thoughts to make movements within a split second or whatever it takes to make a swing. So what happens, you come in from the ground up, now you're moving the hips, and then all of a sudden the brain said, okay, I moved the hips and now I got to swing. So it's like move the hips and then I got to swing. And see, so there's no action-reaction. There's no cause and effect. So that's what constantly gets people in back and forth in their golf swing, because they feel it one day in their lower body, then the next thing they can't feel it, and it's just back and forth. And believe me, it's just simple. It's just simply the way the body works and how the brain works, in a sense, for simplicity. When the body gets in motion, the actions, once it starts, should be reactions, in a sense. And remember, as I always said, coming off the ground, that's reaction. We're not trying to create a reaction in the golf swing. What we're trying to do is create the action so the reaction can follow. If you look at the shoulder sockets, because they're the most superior in the human body, plus we hold the golf club in our hand, is that when we pressure and we activate the upper body up here, which I call it the shoulder girdle, all that, when that's activated, when pressure is put down on that, then automatically it makes the hips respond. See, in other words, we're not trying to make the hips to make the arms respond. We're using the arms to make the hips and legs respond. Because here's this, and I mean, I'm no super scientist when it comes to understanding anatomy. I just got my own understanding of anatomy. I mean, I can read. But there's not a single muscle whatsoever, in my understanding, in the hip socket, hip flexors, thighs, glute, all of that, that triggers the arms to move. I mean, that's just simplicity. Nothing in the legs make the arms move. Now, if you, for an example, want to test that theory, all you have to do is go strap your arms to your side, and I want you to take off running as fast as you can. You're probably going to fall on your face. But if you take and allow the arms to be free, now all of a sudden the arms are giving you balance, because the arms is what balances, that gives us our balance. No one different than someone walking on a balance beam, holding the stick, extending our balance out. So everything, this is where all the smart muscles are. You know, Mo Norman used to say down in the legs, that's your dumb muscles. You don't want to pay it. You let the dumb muscles follow the smart people. You know, the brain's up here, the arms there, you know, follow it. So the simplicity of understanding the philosophy of top down is, like I said, it's not something I'm making up. It is legit, it is real, and it forces an action. Here's the thing is, for all you out there, like I said before, now you see me do videos about the early extension. See, when you push, or you push come from the ground up, I don't care, whatever, this is going to come out. When you push from the top down, this goes back. And if you notice and take a look here, you know, the shoulder girdle is a separate entity from the body cavity in itself. So it has the pressure on it. It has the elevation. It has the pressure that allows you to put pressure down towards the bottom. The pelvis in itself doesn't really have that elevation, or that breakaway elevation, or that breakaway depression in a sense. It all goes down towards the knee. So I'm just letting you know, this is not something that I'm... Hold up for a second. Let me get a little cocktail. Oh, that's really good. That's my that Applejack. Like that Applejack. But anyway, once again, it's the philosophy of top down. It's not something that I'm just making up, or just I'm just trying to stand out. I already stand out. I'm not worried about that. But the thing is I'm giving you a way to stop. I mean, just beating yourself up trying to figure out this golf swing. It's not that hard. And once you get that philosophy to understand that, when you're doing your studies and you're trying to work your swing, understand it's from the top down. It always is from the top down. Athletic movements is from the top down, unless there's a sport where you gotta push your pelvis out. I don't know many of those or whatever. I mean, as I said before in videos or whatever, not really in videos, but as I was telling my friends, I mean, it worked good in, relations, with your mate or something like that. Pelvis going out and then going back. Well, that's another story. But anyway, always remember, once you start working from the top down, the pelvis will go back and it clears room for you to be able to swing the club. So once again, this is Charles Calhoun, aka the Shade Tree Pro. Don't forget my top down philosophy. And by the way, like I said, I've got my nice book out, The Dead Finger and the Middle Wrist. It's really, really good, because it starts teaching you certain things about how you're going to get from the hands to the arms and down through the body. I mean, raise your hand up there, Big G. See, energy, down the arms, down the body, down to the ground. Once again, Charles Calhoun, aka the Shade Tree Pro. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna go ahead and start building these subscribers up, because I'm getting ready to provide you with the best information, not just good information, the best information. And as they say, always good golf.